What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for the super quick video, and today we'll be talking about should you buy NBA 2K24. But before I answer that question, let's have a quick review first of the game. So now for the first one, the graphics. To be honest, there's not much changes. If you play a lot though, let's say you're above average in terms of playing time, you will probably notice it straight away, but if not, you probably needed to look at it closely just to see the difference. Overall though, of course, it got better. I know it's kind of frustrating that the graphics haven't improved much, unlike back in the early 2000s that every year there's a huge jump, but I think that's just the way it is now. When you look at sports games at large that are always being released every year, their graphics haven't really improved much. It kinda hit the saturation point. Now for the next one, let's talk about the new biggest features of the game. First on the list, it's going to be your crossplay. For those of you who don't know what crossplay is, it's a feature of a video game that makes it possible to play with other players who are using different game consoles. So meaning, PlayStation guys can now play with Xbox guys, and that will be on all modes. Next feature is the Pro Play. It is the latest gaming engine that 2K Sports is implementing in NBA 2K24. So basically, it's their new way of motion capturing, which is more accurate. So meaning, all the animations, which includes your dribbling, shooting, dunking, and all these kind of animations will be much smoother. And here you can see how Pro Play can emulate in-game moves so accurately. There's a lot of new features on the game on different modes, which we'll talk about later. But in terms of biggest additions on the game that can be felt on the whole game, it's going to be these two. Now for the next one, the base gameplay. Overall, it feels much smoother. The dribbling moves, the body ups, the jump shots, the dunks, they all feel much smoother. I'm trying not to sugarcoat it, but when you actually play it, you'll feel that it's much smoother, thanks to Pro Play. In terms of new in-game features though, like, how they introduced adrenaline bars last year and being able to hang on the rim, there's nothing like that this year. But they revamped some things though, like the adrenaline bars now will be depleted through contacts, not through speed boosting. In terms of shooting, there'll be modes that it's a green or miss, meaning if you don't green the shot, you won't make it. There'll be no whites going in on some modes. Now for the next part, let's talk about the new stuff on some game modes. First one, the Mamba Moments. So basically, it's another version of Jordan Challenges, but of course, this time it's going to be Kobe's iconic moments, which includes the 2001 West semifinals against the Kings, the game versus the Sonics where Kobe got the 3-point record, which is 12, we got the game where Kobe erupted for 55 points against MJ, and there's some other games. Unfortunately though, surprisingly, the 81-point game and the farewell game against the Jazz were not included. Now for the next one, you got the LeBron era for My NBA mode. For those of you who don't know, if you play My NBA since last year, you can now choose which era you want to start your game mode. And now this year, there will be an option that where you can start it the moment LeBron took his town to South Beach, teaming up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, which is called the LeBron era. On my team side of things, you got the new stuff like the new MTP upgrades, new player market, new player salary cap mode, XP overall, plus XP coins in events, triple threat online co-op look for group, coach boost, and seasonal tokens. Now for the next one, on the My Career side of things, I think 2K focused on this one, and one of the major changes here is the comeback of the rep system. Seasons will still be there, like you'll still need to level up to level 40 and get rewards, but there will be another progression bar that won't reset every season, pretty much like a rep system some years back, which is really a good thing because that will put more meaning to your grinding. In relation to seasons, there's a new thing that got mixed reactions from the community, and that is your season pass, and you need to pay for it. You got two options, it's either $10 or $20 for every season, and this can give you additional reward for each seasons and some other perks. Of course, it is optional, but we all know sometimes optional things can tend to mess up our minds and can add up as a must buy, especially if it offers gameplay boosts. But we'll see, it depends on what types of rewards we can get the whole year. Now for the next one, let's talk about the city. You got the beachfront theme, and now it's down to 2 affiliations only. You can choose from Elite and Rise, and these are not just cosmetics, or just to say that you're part of this group. No, there's actually gameplay related boosts in choosing one. This one here is really important, so if you want to know more about it, just watch separate videos on some other channels. Now for the next one, the My Career Builder. Overall, when you see it the first time, you probably notice that it's pretty much the same thing, but there's a lot of changes. You got 24 new badges, the all new badge progression system, how stats and badge relate to each other, the way you upgrade your badges. Last year you just need to gather the finishing badge points and spread it all over your finishing badges. Now you need to actually do what the badge does so you can level it up. And there's a lot more other changes on how you can make your build, but to sum it up, the builder is more strict now. And it looks like it's hard to make a do-it-all build like last year. So that's all for the quick review on the new stuff. Now the question is, are these enough for you to buy the new game? Let's find out after these messages. So before we go to the next part, just want to invite you guys to like the video if liking so far. And if you're new here, I'm Choots and I do lots of detailed badge and stat testings. First week I'm going to do stuff like, speed with ball, strength, acceleration, vert, and all the stuff you need to know on the first week before you finalize your build. And I'm doing this thing full time, so expect a lot of videos coming your way. Trust me, subscribing to this channel will be one of your best investment this year. So now going back, let's talk about should you buy the game. There's a lot of types of players in terms of how often do you play or what modes do you play. So it's really hard to answer that question with a solid yes or no. Because if I do that, it'll be a misinformation. But trust me, I'll give recommendations on each types of players so it will really fit your situation. First one, if you're that type of player that plays 2K but only when your friends are there, or let's say probably once every 2 weeks you try to rig up the game, play some, couple of quick play modes for a couple of hours. If you're something like that, then I don't recommend for you to buy the game on the first couple of months. Since you're not that invested into the game, you won't experience the new stuff and chances are really high that you will say, oh, it's the same game. And that's because all the new stuff are on the My Career side of things. Might as well wait for around 2 to 4 months because usually the game will be on sale for almost half the price. If you got 23, might as well play that for a while waiting for 24 to be on sale. You're not playing much anyway. Next one, if you're that type of player that plays My Career or My Team every now and then, probably you play only for like 3 to 4 hours tops every week, then I suggest wait for a week or couple more, wait for more contents about the game to be published first, then decide from there if you will buy the game or you should wait for months first for the big price drop. Right now, I'm making this video at the first week of the release, so right now it's really hard to justify some things. Now for the next one, if you're that type of player that is really invested into the game, that whenever you make your build, you go to YouTube to make sure you got the best build, and guys like, Jonos, Ticino, Agent, Stizo, Duke, and some other creators, and you play at least 6 hours a week, and you really play, I suggest to just buy the game if you have the money. You don't want to be that guy that wastes more than, 10 hours of his life watching reviews, contemplating if he will buy it or not, and end up buying the game anyway after wasting those hours. So might as well just buy it at least the standard version. If you're that invested into the game, chances are really high that after contemplating, you will end up buying it anyway. I would say 95% you will buy it. Just buy it if you have the money. It's hard to play the old game anyway. Everyone will move to 24, and we all know how it goes. There won't be much or there won't be any updates on 23. So that's all for the video. If your situation was not mentioned there, please let me know in the comment section what type of 2K gamer you are. I'll give you my recommendation. So that's all. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.